I'm gonna come.
From Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation.
Never play that one again.
Do not ever play that drop again.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna barf.
I'm gonna barf.
I'm gonna come.
I think I'm gonna barf.
I'm gonna come.
No! Stop it! Oh my God.
Well, hopefully he can come and go at the same time. Thank you for joining us once again for HBL Radio Nation. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
And we've had a few things happen today. I am smoking a celebratory joint right now because one particular ugly-ass murderer died. Now, you're not supposed to necessarily take joy in someone else's death. Fuck that, you are.
Yes.
A piece of shit
You
like
like
this,
that?
you definitely are. And you know what? This tastes so much sweeter that he's gone.
Yeah.
There's a handful of others you need to take. Dear sweet 5-pound 6-ounce baby Jesus. You need to go ahead and send the Grim Reaper out for a few others. Start with Alex Jones, Steve Bannon, but get your way around to that big orange one because he is going to fill the devil's coffers for decades, right?
Yes.
Just get these pieces of shit off
Tony,
of our
grab me
fucking
one.
planet, will ya?
Grab me one. Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Speaking of the orange piece of
well,
shit.
I'm like, people are like, oh, don't speak ill of the dead. I'm like,
Fuck that.
I'm like, I hope I don't have to hear these big, long diatribes of what a great man and a great football player he was. Fuck that. I don't care. He's a murderer. We all knew it then. We know it now.
I would love to piss on his grave. I will take a trip to piss on his grave.
John Fugelsang said
Piece
he's
of
on his way.
shit.
He's on his way to hell to find the real murderer.
They have mirrors in hell? Yeah, just ridiculous. Just knuck and futz, the whole thing is. He's definitely not reuniting with Nicole, that's for sure.
Oh my God. What a piece of shit. I'm so glad he's gone.
Complete, utter piece of shit.
I'm
Hopefully,
gonna come.
Bob Kardashian and some of the other attorneys end up there with him. I mean, they'll be the
Kardashian
the dream
died
team
of
down
cancer
there.
a long
I know.
time ago, yeah.
I know, yeah. He's just greeting him at the at the fiery gates at that point.
So, yeah. So that was interesting.
May the Nephilim have your ass.
That was
Pathetic murdering piece of shit.
yeah.
I'm sorry, was that a little intense?
I think it was.
Well, he's a pathetic murdering piece of shit, and I'm
Yeah.
glad he's dead.
Yeah. That's why we have free speech.
I do that laugh whenever a piece of shit dies. Whenever a piece of shit dies, Brian gets another joint.
What's the matter?
It's all about, die, you gotta sell it. You gotta be up.
My back hurts, so whatever.
Yes.
Anyway,
At our age, everything hurts, dear.
Yeah, so you were talking about, before we went on the air,
Yes.
you were talking about,
I have
a theory.
No, I have something that I heard from people today. Sorry. I just started smoking that joint. It just started to click in. So remind me of what my theory
You said there was a reason why
Yes,
he
the
hasn't
reason
been
the reason why
charged
yes.
with these crimes until now, but he's been charged with them a year ago. So
Right. So
you-
why
you
did
have-
they wait
you have
until
the talk,
then?
You're going from the talking point from the right.
The
right?
talking point from the right
Okay.
is why did they wait until so close to an election? Even a year ago. Why did they wait until so close? Clearly, this is about election interference. They're trying to interfere with the election. And here's what you say to those people. Because this is the truth. This is what I was gleaned on today. The whole reason that they didn't press these same charges 3.5 years ago specifically is because in the discovery phase of all legal matters, one of the things that you have to do is you have to produce all of your financial records. That includes your tax returns. he sat on his tax returns and fought to keep them sealed for so long. That was his first line of delayed defense. He delayed the whole thing for 3 years by doing that. So anytime one of these right-wing fuckos tries to tell you, well, why do they wait 3.5 years to prosecute him? No, they started it back then. He delayed it for 3.5 years because the asshole wouldn't release his fucking taxes the way he said he would on the campaign trail from, 9 years ago. So it's absolutely ridiculous for the right to try to, but the right always does this, don't they? They take credit for what the left has done. They're taking credit for the infrastructure bill. They blame the left for what the right has done. Basically everything that the right has done, which isn't much.
Every accusation is a confession.
Absolutely. It's beyond that. Every accusation is a confession and a rake step. Right there. Bam. Done.
Tony doesn't like...
Tony's getting
my
artistic.
camera.
He's getting artistic with it. He's, Tony Fellini.
Is the camera too high now? I did raise it up.
I don't
but
know.
now
I
it seems
smoked a
too
joint
high.
and blew it in its direction. Maybe it is.
It's perfect.
Okay, so I won't move that. No. Well, I also think, he delayed all of it, and all of his holdovers, like Christopher Wray, and all these other fucknuts who, Bill Barr, buried some of these investigations, and now they're being revealed again now, and. We should have known about this from day one, and it was all buried by these fuckers.
Yeah.
And, you got the Russian spy who's going to be like, oh, I'm going to tell on the Bidens. And then he's literally sitting in jail, and now they're trying to walk all that back.
And on that topic, there is a reporter who was fired from either Wall Street Journal or New York Times, one of those two, for perpetuating the whole thing, the whole story behind that guy, behind what he had. He has dirt on Hunter. He has dirt on Biden. But she's, to this day, she is facing like $800 a day in fines because she refuses to turn over who her source was for that, because the whole thing was found to be bullshit, right?
Right.
So she's facing that justice right now. That's something that we have to applaud and give chef's kiss to on the show.
Well, there's a few things that happened this week.
Good for the justice system on that.
And that, that we're just, I don't know, going back on what you said, it's like the right tried to blow up the whole eclipse and say, oh, the rapture's coming and all this stuff, and it never happens. And then they walk it back, and then, but they're not scared of fucking climate change, which is really fucking apocalyptic for real. And they're not, another thing that they're not scared of is giving the nuclear codes back to fucking Trump. So I'm like, you guys should maybe think about what's really apocalyptic and not going on a 3,000-year-old book that literally makes no fucking sense anymore. So
I had a hilarious back and forth with a maggot during the eclipse. Just before the eclipse, they were saying, watch out, there's going to be an attack in Ohio when the eclipse hits, because that's when Iran is going to hit us for retaliation. And I actually posted, because of the strategic importance of fucking Ohio? And I'm sending stuff back to him back and forth. And then, of course, as soon as the eclipse is over, I went right back onto his post, and I'm like, that didn't age well, did it?
No.
It was ridiculous because he actually believed that the eclipse was going to be the kickoff point for a big American invasion by the Iranians, because Iran can fit in about a third of Michigan. And all those Iranians are going to come over, and they're going to land somehow in Ohio and then take over the country from there. Spread out from there. I cannot fathom the amount of mental illness that we have in this country, that people are coming up with this kind of shit and people are buying it. I understand why snake oil salesmen were snake oil salesmen. They were probably really rich. They made a lot of money. Americans have always been stupid.
I think that...
And we got to get out of that.
I think they might be catching on because every time there's a new... Oh, Donald Trump's going to be reinstalled, blah, 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 blah. There's always been this...
The rapture.
Yeah, and while they're literally
I took a pair of shoes out and put some
while they're
dry
literally
ice in
kissing a golden calf. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you're taking pictures with a golden calf. They're like, oh.
While selling the Bible that says do not worship golden
idols. Oh, my God.
idols.
Yeah. So, and then, Jasmine Crockett went on, because Fox News was going on and on about... They warned the eclipse was hiding something more nefarious than the sun, and it may provide cover for the smugglers and the cartel to come right in.
Because they can't come in at night.
And Jasmine Crockett goes, wait until they find out about a thing we call night.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. It's kind of like the wall. It's like
that's
as
what
soon
I mean.
as they
it's like
announced
they
that
step
Trump
on
was
it.
going to build a wall, I said
They
Mexico's
step in
going to
it
build a
every
ladder.
time. They think they have a fucking whistleblower. It's a goddamn fucking Russian asset.
But, the people that buy their shit aren't going to listen to anybody else, and they're going to buy that shit.
Yeah, but
Straight
it's
off
like
the bat.
it's like
This guy
20%.
believed-
It's 20% of the Republican
He
Party.
believed
They're
the
not in big numbers.
Iranians were going to land in Ohio, spread out, and take over the nation. Again, just so that you know, all
Wait
the
until
Iranians
they find out there's a lot
live
of
in
guns
country
in Ohio.
that is 1/3 the size of Michigan.
Wait until they find out they couldn't get out of Columbus. Well, as soon as they get out of Columbus, you're in a rural area and you're going to get your ass smoked.
Technically, they'd have to go over Washington, D.C. to get there. So how the fuck they go over that part of the nation's airspace?
I don't know.
It's you can't go down the rabbit hole with these people. It's too fucking crazy.
So we know that this hush money trial is going to fucking start. Well, I should say election interference / hush money. Everybody calls it the hush money, and that's just the way people are calling it.
I like hush money. I
know, but it is.
I like it.
It's really election fraud.
It's going to beat us.
It's election fraud from 2016.
For
that's
those of
what
you
it
who
really
don't know,
is.
we have a bet going as to what court case is going to incarcerate DJT first. I'm saying it's the Georgia election interference case. You're saying it's the Florida
documents
case. Unfortunately, you got screwed with Eileen Cannon being picked
and
for
you
years.
got screwed
and I
because
got screwed with Fannie Willis and all the fuck around with that.
Well, because they went after her for no fucking reason and dug around in her fucking panties like assholes.
But as it turns out, I think we're going to have to buy each other a 6-pack. That's what the computer
says no.
Because I think that the New York hush money case is going to put him behind bars.
How about no?
Just ceremonially. They will put him behind bars for 4, 6, 8, 10 days and make the rest of it probation. He's going to make he's going to have something to say about it. Marchand, right? The judge. He's pissed. He's already done everything that he needs to do in the right way. He's even given leeway, and they've abused it. He is done. He is going to do something.
He's tried
that is
10
going
times now, 11 as of today, to delay this case.
11 attempts to delay the case. Really obvious, blatant bullshit attempts to delay the case. And hey, it's his right to do that. But to bring him up a second time, that makes you the asshole, not the court. And when it comes right down to it, Marchand is going to give him some jail time just to be symbolic. It's going to be symbolic jail time to say, hey, you are not above the law. And he's going to send that message.
I don't know if we're thinking about symbolic. I think that...
I'm hoping.
I think he might...
If he throws the whole book at him as as just another citizen, that would be great.
He's going to get...
I would love that.
Months. I don't think it's going to be days. I think he'll get months, like Weiselberg did.
But everybody's saying
that he's
a
criminal trial. This is not civil.
Probation.
This is not civil. You have to you have to remember that. Every other fucking trial he's ever been in has been a civil case. This is the first time he's ever been in a criminal case.
Right.
He's had 5,000 civil cases. That's why he's so good at fucking around.
Is that literally the number? Is it up around 5,000 or?
Yeah, it was 4,000 plus.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I
don't know what the number actually was, and I'm sure there was a lot that were thrown out that,
My God told me to vote for this guy because he is so Christian-like. He has been in the court system over 4,000 times. Let's take that down to 400 times. Let's take it down to 40.
It's still a lot for anyone.
If you've got a candidate who has been in court 40 times,
Yeah.
you're going to vote for him? Really?
Motherfucker piece of shit.
It's the whole Picard, speech. When does it become wrong? Is one murder okay? Is 2, 5, 50, 500, 500,000?
Yeah.
When does it become really wrong? When does it become so wrong that we actually step in and do something about it? So how many times does this guy go back to court for fraud, for everything else? I mean, come the fuck on.
And
Yeah,
it's the Supreme
that's just
Court
like,
and these
your
fuckers
opinion,
who,
man.
I mean, Trump put the justices on the Supreme Court specifically to overturn Roe, so abortion could become banned. So please stop trying to parse every word and find some nuanced position. It doesn't exist. He shows you exactly who he was or who he is. Jack Smith is arguing that even if the Supreme Court believes that some presidents are entitled to some immunity for some official acts, Trump was acting on his capacity as a candidate for office, not as a sitting POTUS. So, you got Lindy Lee saying that Supreme Court destroyed abortion rights, smashed the wall between church and state, unleashed dark money through Citizens United, disseminated voting rights, took bribes from billionaires, protected Trump. Once you realize they're bribed to do so, their betrayal will finally make sense. I mean, this is what we're going up against, is these lunatic,
Complete nuts.
right-wing, fringe, Federalist Society, Heritage Foundation.
Who sell you on everything. There, you can't see a news clip from Newsmax, OAN, any of this horse shit without seeing some kind of an ad going on real time to sell you more shit.
Yeah,
more
gold
Bibles,
and
more
gold.
crosses,
Yeah.
more gold,
Gold
more
coins.
gold coins,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck, whatever the grift is that day. They're selling you shit. If they're selling you shit on the same screen that you are on a network, it's not a news network. It's an infotainment network. If they're selling it to you on the website, yeah, that could be anything. That's the law of the web. And a lot of these don't exist anymore. Everyone's going to the web, and they're acting as if this is a channel. Alex Jones is not a real show. It's not a real channel. Alex Jones does what we do, just he tries to sell a bunch of shyster snake oil stuff with it.
Yeah.
And now that
And
I've
he's
said
got
that,
Russian dark
here at
money
HBL
being
Radio
pumped
Nation,
into his
we can
coffers.
sell you this here iodine, which it's the second time of the day that I'm supposed to be taking my iodine right now, to make certain that we don't get hit by any of that Russian radiation that comes over from the Republican bullshit.
Yeah. So what we did get today was
There's my
or
dose.
yesterday was 10 to 15 years for the Oxford couple of the Oxford school shooting, the Crumleys. So they've been sentenced to 10, 15 years in prison. You know, they probably may serve 7 with good behavior, but, you know.
I love the fact that, yes, the court, the
First
justice
time.
system finally gets it. If your kid picks up a rock and goes over and draws on my car and damages my car, guess what? You're responsible for the damage your kid did to my car. That's it. Full stop.
Yeah.
If your kid takes your gun or anyone else's gun, it doesn't even have to be yours. If your kid goes to the neighbor's house while they're asleep and steals their gun and shoots my kid, you are still fucking responsible. You are the parent. Until that kid turns 18, what that kid does, you pay for.
As a parent.
Period.
As a parent or a
Fucking
guardian. Yeah.
Period.
Yep. 100%.
And if you make it that easy for them to be able to steal something. Now, mind you, if the kid stole the gun from the neighbor and did this, I would say that they still should get, 4 to 5 years each. 3 to 5 years at least for ignoring all the signs. However, because of the fact that they made the weapons so readily available, they made the ammunition so
gave it
readily
to 'em.
available. They
Yeah.
made the knowledge of how to use the fucking thing so readily available. They took him to the range. You don't take your kid to a fucking gun range with a weapon that can destroy people in half a second if you aren't positive that the kid can fucking handle it and doesn't have fucked up shit going in his head about killing his teachers.
Yeah, and then the
his
mother
co-students.
antagonized that by, he's like,
So pissed at
Mom, I'm
this.
seeing demons, went to her for help, and she's like, ooh, and she would like scare him around the house and try to make it more spooky. She antagonized him.
She was sleeping with everybody. She was a swinger. And the husband didn't know. That's why they stopped talking to each other after they got arrested. And by the way, don't forget, when these two pieces of shit found out that they were actually going to be brought up on charges, they ended up trying to run. They had burner phones.
Yep.
They had cash on them, and their attorney was behind it. Their attorney was trying to help them do it. Their attorney was saying that they were somewhere else in the state. And I don't know why I'm sounding like Peter Weller right now, man. I'm pissed at this shit. I fucking hate the amosexuals going after this shit, and I am so happy that we got a verdict here that I think is absolutely reasonable.
It sets
sends a message,
precedent.
and we have the greatest fucking governor on the planet right now,
Here in Michigan.
fucking Whitmer, who went out in her leather outfit, and she made certain that she signed into law safe storage laws here in Michigan, registrations here in Michigan. There is stuff going on here in Michigan that is moving in the right direction.
The correct direction.
The correct direction. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so seeing
And I love
hatred
her.
in my
And I
eyes
do
right
love
now. I
her
gotta
and her every day she's
reel it
wearing
in.
another fucking leather jacket. I
Oh, yeah.
love her
You know
and her
why?
leather jacket.
You know why? Because the GOP complained, the very first state of the state that she gave, she came out in a leather jacket and leather, I think skirt or pants. I don't care which.
It's like a leather outfit.
A
Suit.
leather outfit.
Yeah.
And they complained about who comes out in a leather. So you know what she's done? And I love this about her. Ever since then, every appearance she's made is in a different leather
jacket
outfit or leatherette outfit. I'm sure it's leatherette.
It's not a whole outfit. Normally it's just a jacket.
She
Yeah.
always has leather on in some way, shape, leather or leatherette on in some way, shape, or form.
It's so great.
Just to bite at them. And when she was during COVID, when she was giving messages out to the rest of the state, behind her on the shelf, she had what was Trump's number as president? 44?
45.
45. So she had dice pieces on the shelf behind her that the numbers were 8645
Okay, right, yeah.
the whole time.
Right, yeah.
So she is brilliant. She's
Trolling.
awesome.
Yep,
She's
straight at
trolling.
trolling.
She's got attitude. When SNL teased her about the whole thing and showed her drinking a beer in an ad, she came back and she said, "No, this is Michigan, dear. We'd have an Oberon." And then she drank the Oberon. And she gave the blessing for Cicely Strong to do the impersonation of her on Saturday Night Live. So
Right,
they
yeah.
did it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta love that. She embraced it.
Embraced it, just like most politicians do that. They embrace it, they laugh at it, they shrug it off.
Most of the ones who
But
aren't mad at the world.
The thing is
Yeah.
that Donald Trump and
I'm gonna
his
make 'em all
clan
pay.
cannot fuck.
They're going to make them all pay. They want to make everyone pay.
They
I didn't.
they
get
have no
invited to
humor. They have
parties
no
when I was
sense
in
of
high
humor.
school.
They don't know what a joke
gonna
is.
make
He
'em
doesn't
pay.
know how to laugh at himself.
No, but he claims everything he's doing is a joke.
Oh yeah.
I called
It's
her
a joke.
Mercedes as a joke. No,
Yeah.
you forgot her fucking name, douche
No,
nozzle.
it's a joke when he says, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's a joke when I said, oh, I'm going to, deport all brown people.
This person's deplorable, and really, this person should not be alive. I'm just saying, if people want to take something from that, that's on them, not me. You can't say shit like that. Freedom of speech, first of all, is freedom of speech from the government keeping you from saying things, with a few exceptions. You cannot incite a riot. You cannot yell fire in a crowded area. In other words, to incite the type of mayhem that
like
would
a
cause
stampede.
damage,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
stampede. You cannot outwardly lie about someone that would affect their income in any way, shape, or form. That's called libel and or slander.
Defamation.
So there are several, and defamation of character. There are several aspects to this, and they all want to say freedom of speech. Freedom of speech does not mean that you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Freedom of speech does put some limitations on what the government can say that you can say. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that, like, you know, you get to say whatever you want and nobody gets to retaliate against you.
Yeah, hate speech is not freedom of speech.
Hate speech is just people being Karens.
So going back to trying to sell you something, you know, the right is always trying to sell you something. Like the Trump-endorsed Tim Sheehy. Mm-hmm. He bragged that he was shot in Afghanistan, and he was not. He was shot himself in the arm. Tom Cotton bragged he was an Army Ranger. Oh, yeah. Tom Cotton bragged he was an Army Ranger. He was not. DeSantis boasted he saw active combat. He did not. Tuberville boasted that his father helped command D-Day. He did not.
Stolen valor.
GOP has nothing but stolen valor. But they sell it every fucking time. They sell it. There's more to this to be added to this list. That fucking Josh Hawley and a whole bunch of other, a bunch of them.
I had brothers who were in the armed services. I was not. I, of course, because my brothers were, because my father was, my mother was, I enrolled for the armed services. I don't know if I told you this. This is what led to my year and a half of wandering the earth before I became a bartender in California. I went to enroll in there, and because of my eyes, they rejected me. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy now that they did. Really, because it caused me to see, have a bigger experience in the world than I would have had through an armed service. But really, they're stuck in a way. I mean, they get a particular view on them, and that is life, that little box that they see. And one of the aspects that they see that is absolutely night and day, it's left or right, it's on or off, it's one or two. There's no consideration, there's no shade of gray here, is stolen valor. Mm-hmm. You claim to have been in the services and you weren't, veterans are going to fuck you up. Lies, yeah. If you are a veteran and you lied about where you served, it's the same thing, by the way. If you say that you served in Da Nang and you were really in Saigon at that time, and somebody knows it and they're going to pop out with it, and yeah, that's going to be a whole big issue. Mm-hmm. It is a big issue with where you served, who you served with.
And it should be.
All of that.
Stolen valor is fucking disgusting, and we see
stolen valor.
We see the right do. I see the right do it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
There's
a lot more of it because of the whole Camp Lejeune thing. A lot of people are claiming to have been Marines who weren't Marines, and that's a whole big thing going on right now because of the the toxic water at Camp Lejeune.
So. Tuesday, Arizona Supreme Court issues a major ruling allowing an 1864 near-total abortion ban to be prospectively enforced. Fuck you. Get 2 to 5 years in prison, 15 weeks. It was 15 weeks. Now there's no exceptions.
Are they going to bring back 1864 medical practices too?
Yeah, Arizona was still a territory during that time.
Yeah, they weren't even a state.
All I said when I heard this come out, keep coming for us, motherfuckers. Keep coming. Keep doing it.
Yeah,
you're getting more.
GOP,
and
you
more.
didn't help yourself. You didn't help yourself.
I'm gonna come.
Now you got 71% of Arizonans wanting fucking health care for fucking women in the state of Arizona.
GOP, I gotta tell you this. You pissed off women nationwide. And worldwide. And then you told them to calm down.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for you in any way, shape, or form, my friend.
You're a goddamn
And you're not my friend.
disgrace.
You're a cocksucker because you're GOP. So get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, you got Stephanie Rules said Viagra
It's
can
not
be
going to work, boss.
delivered to your door in discreet packaging, in some instances covered by insurance.
In gummies now.
And sometimes covered by insurance. Tara Dublin said men cause 100% of pregnancies, so I don't understand why none of these bans legally threaten them. Republicans are not pro-life. They are anti-woman. That's 100%. Hillary Clinton. The same people who said women were hysterical for warning that Roe v. Wade could be overturned are the same people now saying we are being alarmist about Trump enacting a national abortion ban.
Vasectomies are reversible. How about every man that becomes 18 goes and gets a mandatory vasectomy? And then when he proves he's mature enough and decides to have a child with someone, they can then go through the procedure to reverse it.
Yeah.
Why not?
And
I'm
no
up
more
for
dick
it.
pills. If your dick doesn't work anymore, that's God's way of telling you you are no longer allowed to have children.
I don't believe in God, so I'll go with the universe.
Okay.
It is the universe's way of
Fine,
saying,
whatever.
you know.
But they use the Bible
you
on
can't
us. We
fuck.
got to use the Bible
now
on them.
you can't fuck.
It's a sign.
Jupiter
Trump's
says
changed
you
his
can't fuck
fucking
anymore.
opinion on fucking abortion 17 different times. Noel Castler was on Stephanie Miller today, and he said he knows Trump paid for at least 6 or more abortions that he knows of personally.
I've got
But
a
the
MAGA
women-
friend that I know
but
about
the-
4.
But the women have signed NDAs, and they're afraid to come forward because they haven't really seen much accountability except for E. Jean Carroll, and E. Jean Carroll is a hero to all of them. So,
Of course.
but
E. Jean
still,
Carroll's a hero to all of us.
At least
Everyone.
E. Jean Carroll had a lucrative career. She had a name. She had an identity. These girls are
But she
no
had,
one. You know
she
what I
had to
mean?
go
Like,
through tortures of the damned. for
well,
that.
of course. Of course. It's not any easier for her than it
No.
was for any of them. But we know their families have been threatened that they will be murdered if they
Yeah.
continue with that.
Yeah.
The one girl that was 13 years old. Oh, yeah. There was death threats, and that's why she dropped the case.
Imagine the girls that were backstage at Miss Teen USA. You're 15, 16 years old.
Imagine the girls
Trump
on
comes
Epstein
back,
Island in fucking
and you
Lolita
complain.
Express.
You just complained that he looked at you. You complained to somebody that he looked at me. I'm 15 years old. He shouldn't be walking back here. Guess what? You don't win the pageant. You're not considered in the pageant the next year or ever again. That's it. You're done. I mean, that's the kind of power that these,
Yeah.
douche nozzles will try to, imbue.
Right. And what's even more infuriating is from Arizona is that Eric Swalwell was going over the money, the $85 billion that has been spent on Ukraine.
Yeah.
$57 billion of it has been spent in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and fucking Texas. These red states got a lot of money from funding Ukraine against Russia while getting their fucking talking points from the fucking Kremlin. So
Yeah.
they're making a fucking shitload of money on both ends of the deal.
I'm going to make a quick comment to somebody on the chat. Jim the Geek, you're talking about, the guy, the pedophile guy. Keep this in mind, Jim the Geek, that just recently, and everyone else, I believe it was today or yesterday, but it came out today, there was an interview with Kevin McCarthy where he
I have it in here.
It's not an interview. He's giving a statement or he's giving a speech
It's like a seminar thing. He's sitting down and guy's asking him
I think he's
questions.
at a graduation. I think he's at a graduation, and I think they're asking. He's like, one of the guests of honor or something.
I have the
like that. They're asking him.
video of Tony wants to play
And
it.
he is,
HBL.
he flat out says one of his, counterparts there, one of his, people at the same level as him, was on the ethics committee.
And he had sex with a
And
17-year-old
had
girl.
sex with a 17-year-old girl and doesn't want that investigation to go further, and I didn't want anything to do with that, and that's why I got ousted.
Yep.
Some say it could be Matt Gaetz. I don't know if he did or not. He says then. But earlier, he flat out says had sex
Again,
with a
we know
17-year-old.
that's fucking
We
true.
know it happened.
God damn.
We know Butthead is a fucking pedophile, and he's in office. We know there's a lot of other pedophiles in office. Look at how many,
Just fucking earlier
sheriffs
today.
and deputies and all, and people in schools all over the place. There's all kinds of people getting, arrested for this kind of stuff.
Just earlier, before you got here, I retweeted this. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And it is.
Which guy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I never even heard of this guy
Another
before.
douche nozzle for us to rip apart. Welcome to our game. This is where we disseminate you.
Fuck. No, I can't find it. All right, sorry
Yes.
guys. No,
We're bringing you the
waste time.
latest and greatest, and the greatest it is. Make certain that you like and subscribe. Bring your friends.
No, it was
Share
so-
it to everybody that you know, and contribute everything that you have,
Here it
especially
is.
if it's in the fridge. I'm very hungry.
This is from Rachel Maddow. So, one of Donald Trump's county campaign chairs in New Hampshire lost his job as a police officer after threatening to kill his colleagues in a shooting spree, murder the department chief, and rape the chief's wife in retaliation for his suspension over his relationship with a high school girl, according to a newly released report from an internal affairs investigation. Jesus
love, baby!
Christ.
This is love!
This guy, police report, Trump
This fucking
chair.
guy.
Yeah, Jonathan Stone, a former New Hampshire police officer is his name. Jonathan Stone. He's the one, New Hampshire police officer has been part of Trump campaign since 2016 when he gave Trump an inscribed AR-15 assault rifle. You remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And his attorneys were very quick to say, he did not accept that gift.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, nutty.
I mean, that's
Nutty
the kind
like
of
a
shit
fucking
that...
fruitcake.
No, those are the kind of fucking people. And then, of course, there was a picture of fucking OJ and Trump that came out right after OJ died today. So I thought that was kind of great. And now, here's a little history for you. This is the asshole who wrote the fucking 1874 Arizona abortion bill.
64.
Yeah, whatever. Here's
Whatever.
William Jones. Here's William
Whatever,
Jones.
Tony.
Here's William Jones, who authored the 1864 Arizona abortion bill. Some fun facts. He abandoned his first wife and their children in Missouri. His second
They're
wife was a
gross.
12-year-old Mexican girl.
She was
He
gross.
abducted her, and after a complaint, submitted his resignation to President Buchanan before he was fired. He resigned. In 1864, at age 49, he married his third wife, a 15-year-old girl. He abandoned in
too old for
1865 when he moved to Hawaii. This guy is who wrote the law that millions of Arizona women will be forced to obey. His life is a series of grifts, and he was known to be a pursuer of notable females. And this goes on, and I'm not even done yet.
No.
There's more. His fourth wife, a 15-year-old Hawaiian native, died in Hawaii from smallpox. Then he married his fifth wife, who divorced him less than 2 years later on grounds of multiple instances of adultery by her husband.
Hello,
The
Benny
GOP
Loco.
Party of Family Values.
Yeah.
And literally, there's pictures now of like him with Epstein, him with Ghislaine, him with OJ. All these, yeah.
I'm waiting for the dossier on Scott Baio to come out, because you know that fucker's got to be an evil piece of shit.
Is it really that, or is he just fucking dumb?
Yes. I mean, look at Kid Rock. I mean, can you really separate the two? I don't think you can. You know, the dumber you are.
I think he's just gullible, and he's just dumb, and he doesn't have two brain cells to rub together because, you know, he was Hollywood child star, and
Two brain cells to rub together. I love that statement. That's great. 2 brain cells are like you're trying to start a fire with your brain cells.
Yeah.
So you get nothing. You lose.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Good day, sir. I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
I mean, I just don't. Same thing with Sorbos, whatever that fucking guy's name.
Oh, don't even talk about him.
I know. I mean,
He's such a piece of shit, and he's such a bad actor too. You know the one
Who's
thing
the other
that
one?
hasn't
The other
occurred
one,
to him?
the father of fucking the hot chick.
The father of the hot chick.
The father of fucking
Wow.
super hot chick.
I'll take father of the hot chick for $400, Alex.
Fuck.
The
name?
father of
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie's father is the super MAGA guy, John Voight.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's another one.
I wouldn't call her all that hot. I mean,
She's fucking hot.
dude, she's a plastic fantastic. She's had so much fucking work. Come
I
on.
don't know.
Come on.
She looked like that when she's a teenager. I don't know.
I don't know.
She didn't look like that.
She did
she
not
had
look like
she
that
had
as a teenager,
she had
no.
those lips when she was a teenager.
DSLs, yeah. I don't know.
Oh fuck.
Filthy cat boxes.
So much.
So Alan Weisselberg has now gone back to prison for Donald Trump twice.
That's
He
great.
has not fucking budged. He has not spilled the beans.
Yes.
The thing I like about this statement here was Lisa Rubin.
Background sound effects.
She was
by
like, you know,
Mothra.
he spent 100 days in Rikers, so he's going back twice, sentenced for perjury for 5 months.
Yes.
For Trump's civil fraud case. Weisselberg.
Do you think Trump paid for his attorneys?
I love this quote. Weisselberg was cuffed and escorted out of the courtroom through a back entrance, presumably on his way back to Rikers. And I'm like, God damn it, I wish they would fucking do that to fucking Donald Trump and we could like see it on camera. It's all I want. It's all I really want. I want to see him cuffed and dragged off to fucking prison somewhere. I'd be so happy on that day.
We're gonna see him leave a courthouse through a side entrance. We're gonna see him get taken out of the judge's quarters in handcuffs. That's maybe what we'll see. They might let us see
this trial
that.
that starts on Monday is only supposed to be 4 to 6 weeks long. I mean, we're looking at July, June, end of June, beginning of July.
The Republican Party is going to run a presumptive candidate from his jail cell, basically.
I think they'll bail at that point.
Even if he gives him
Even that's too far.
10 days.
They might bail. I think they're gonna.
10 days, 14 days. That's why I say that I think that's
Okay,
going
wait.
to happen.
Should we make a bet? Another one.
If
If
he
goes
gets
to
jail time,
does the Republican Party bail
no,
on him? Yes or
they're
no?
Not, they're not going to bail on him. They're
I
not
say
gonna bail
yes.
on him.
You say no.
They're not going to bail on him. He just took over the party.
I think they will
His
because
daughter-in-law is in charge of the Republican.
I think they will because they are
committee.
just as liable for all the fucking crimes as he is.
No, there's nothing legally that says that he can't run from jail. I think they're going to stick with him.
Yes, Kalala.
So let's have a side bet of 1, right? 1 and 1. I think that if he gets jail time, and this is all if he gets jail time.
If he goes to prison,
Well, prison
Not
is over
just
a year.
jail.
No,
Not
no, no.
jail
No,
overnight
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
for
Prison.
contempt.
He's never going to prison.
I say prison.
He's not going to prison unless it's our bet, I think. He's not going to prison on this one. He might go to jail on this one. If he goes to jail for a couple of days and then they release him, time served, and then he has to do probation, he's still going to run. He's still going to be the presumptive candidate for the RNC.
And you don't think Republicans will bail?
I don't think they're going to bail on him. That's my take on it.
They'll vote while he's in prison.
Are you saying that if he goes to jail for 8 to 10 days and then he gets out,
60% of the
that they're gonna
Republican
bail
Party
on?
have already said they will bail on him
if he gets just a couple of
convicted.
days, even a couple of days? He's already been convicted of fraud. They've already proved that wrong. I've gone up in an octave.
I'm just saying, Yeah, but those are civil. Okay, he had to pay a fine.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm saying
yeah,
if he
that's
goes,
a very good point.
They
Very good
said
point.
if he
Yeah.
goes to jail, if he goes to
Yeah.
prison, they're gonna bail on him. So I don't know.
Well, those two things are different, though. Jail and prison are two different things.
I know that, babe.
We
That's
know
why
that.
I'm making the different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying different, like
But-
different.
So if he goes to
jail
jail,
overnight for contempt.
I think he's going to get jail for 8 to 10 days.
I'm gonna come.
Ugh.
Where in the bloody hell did you pull that Satan spawn from, you fuck?
It's so gross.
Jesus, wept on the
Think I'm
fucking
gonna
cross he did. You need to throw that one out.
I'm gonna barf.
I know. I can't take it.
Fucking hell.
Oh my God! Just leave her alone. Just leave Betty Loco alone. Just leave her alone.
Yeah.
I can't.
You're being very on.
So I don't know. Okay, so we'll make a side bet.
Side bet, one beer. If he goes to jail for 8 to 10 days,
You still.
it kicks it off.
How about for any period of time?
If he goes to jail
At all.
for at least 8 to 10 days, I'm going to say.
It will take 8 to 10 days for them to bail on him, or you still think that it doesn't matter? They will never bail on him.
I think any sentence that he gives him is going to be like,
Like Jim Jordan.
could be up to 10 days.
Do you think Jim
So,
Jordan will bail on Donald Trump if he goes to prison?
If he goes to prison, yes.
If he goes to jail?
So prison meaning that he's going to spend more than 13
That's
to
what
15
I mean.
months.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, if it goes more than a year and 3 months, they're going to bail on him. Jim Jordan's going to bail on him. They're going to try to bail on him. He has tried to put his hooks in and turn it into the Trump National Party as best as he can with his relatives in there. But I think they're all going to bail on him if he goes to prison. If he gets more than a year, they're out, right? They're,
Yeah.
our chance this time around is done. I don't want to damage the next one. I'm out. They're all going to be out. But if he gets 8 to 10 days just as a symbol, just symbolically, we give you 8 to 10 days and then we give you 4
I don't
years
know,
probation.
Slippery slope on your fucking scale. I'm saying he goes to jail, they bail. You're like, oh, well, I'm going to give
8 to 10 days,
stipulations
no.
and da-da-da-da. Yeah, either they bail on him or not. Yes or no, bitch.
They're not going to bail on him for 8 to 10 days. If he goes to jail if he goes to prison, meaning it's 13 months or more, yeah, they'll bail on him.
Okay.
That's my barrier. 13 months. If it's less than 13 months, they're not going to bail on him. If it's 13 months or more, they're going to bail on him. That's the bet.
Okay. Whatever, with your
It's-
wishy-washy
it's-
bullshit.
Oh yeah, you're gonna complain about the bet over one beer.
I'm going to complain because I don't like your wishy-washy betting
You're
fucking
gonna complain
skills.
because you just want to complain. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, right. No, it's either a yes or a no. You can't have these, time limits, and that's bullshit.
Oh come on! I'm saying that if he doesn't go to jail for less than 13 months, if he goes for less than 13 months, they're not going to give up on him. They're going to still run him.
Even through the election?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't even think that's
That's what I'm saying.
possible.
Well, you laughed at the bet, so I guess it was a bullshit bet. I don't know.
You're being
One
very
fucking
on,
beer, but
dude.
okay, cool, whatever. That's cool, whatever. Fuck it.
Well, and I was like, Ari Melber, what the fuck are you having fucking Michael Avenatti on MSNBC for with his in jail fucking interview? And he's like, oh, I think Trump's got a really good case, and he's talking shit about Stormy Daniels. He stole $300,000 for fucking Stormy Daniels in who was it? Like Nike or Converse
Yeah.
or somebody? I forget who, but some other.
I think it was Converse.
I don't remember. It was like a sports company, like Nike or
Yeah.
or Adidas or some shit.
Maybe it was Adidas. I thought it was Converse though.
Hi, Wizzy Buff. Yeah, I mean, literally,
Wow.
I'm
Demons came up on
why
that
the
one.
fuck are you having this guy on from fucking jail? He literally, why you're just giving him a platform? It's like everybody forgot about him until, you know what I mean? Like, why are you dredging him up? He can't testify. He really does not really know anything about this case because he hasn't been involved in it. You know what I'm saying? He did the whole beginning, and then she fired him because he stole the money.
That firing, though, is a big part of the case.
But after, he hasn't seen the papers or the disclosure or anything else.
But he can testify about the firing, right? So
But he's not testifying because he's in jail. He's not on the witness list, which was released today.
Wow, he's very nice.
If you're in jail, I would really think that it would be.
He's not a credible witness because he fucking stole all this money from the fucking defendant or from Stormy.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, now I follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in jail.
Well, it's not a matter of being in jail.
thing.
You can do all kinds of shit from jail. But
this whole thing with the FISA thing. Oh my God. Okay, so I mean, it was really fucked up.
MTG is hysterical on this because she voted for it until she was against it. And that's when, because Trump said, "You're against it." And she said, "Now I'm against it." And she was for it before she voted for it. And now says nobody should vote for it, and I'm going to vote against it. And, you know, it just really, really looks like DJT is just cracking a whip here and seeing who's falling in line.
Oh, yeah.
And she's the first one to jump in there.
Yeah, and like 19, the same 19 that, you know, vote for everything that he wants. Rick Wilson said the reason why MAGAs are obsessing over FISA is they don't want anyone seeing their love letters to the Home Office in Moscow. And I just started laughing because I'm like, oh my God, you're so right.
That's right.
Because if he goes down, they go down with him. Because if what he's done is wrong,
not in a good way. Yeah.
What they've done is wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's like Black Knight goes, it's so wild because the government was spying on Russians. They found the campaign, the Trump campaign. Every fucking time they turned around, they looked into a new Russia and they found and ran into the goddamn Trump campaign.
Oh, there's Tucker Carlson.
Just like dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
And what else do I have on the FISA thing? I don't think I have much except for, like, yesterday they totally voted against their own rule. I thought I had something about that. Yeah. Republicans tanked their own rule to block FISA.
Yes.
FISA reauthorization because it actually expires. And so that's, you know, they want to
So the thing that they
re-up
voted
it.
for, they are now against. Yes. They were for it, now they're against it.
Yeah, Jim Stewartson said, absolute black letter treason. This is literally a bunch of Russian assets who want to do more Russian shit and don't want to get caught. So sick of the LARPing around the house. And I'm like, they know they're going to get snagged up in this because they're working for Russia. They know it. They know that if they get a tap on Donald Trump's phones and all that shit, they're all going to get what they said. And all those Russian talking points. Oh, yeah.
Special burner phones that are all in Cyrillic.
Yeah. And so
The Russian phone.
we also have possibly wiretap
This good
fraud.
burner phone. You use this.
Wiretap fraud done by Laura Trump already at the RNC because she put out a fucking robocall saying that there was fraud in the election and all this stuff, and it went out to, you know, a shit ton of people, and it's all fucking lies about the 2020 election.
If you've worked at the RNC and you haven't assumed that you are being listened to and being recorded at all possible times, where the fuck did you grow up?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So we have this new announcement that House Speaker Mike Johnson will be traveling to Mar-a-Lago Friday for remarks on election integrity with Trump.
How about
Well, that's just real cute. Mark Hamill said, nothing to see here, just two treasonous election deniers plotting how best to discredit and undermine our next rigged election. These motherfuckers will stop at nothing. the fuckery is off the charts.
Wrong, bitch.
It's so off the charts. Yes, I love the thought that they may know what's coming for them from Jack Smith. Yeah, I think they're about to they fucked around long enough, and it's time for them to start finding out. And I think I'm not alone in this. I'm real sick and tired of watching the delays and all the shit go down. Day after day, week after week. I remember watching Michael Cohen testify in front of Congress, going, oh my God, he's so done. He's so done. Do you remember that, Tony? We were watching live and we were like, oh my God, this testimony is fucking super toxic. He's going down. And here we are in fucking spring of 2024, and he's gonna go to fucking trial on Monday for that crime.
You're fucked.
It's taken so fucking long. God damn. You're gonna be sleeping in your new apartment tonight? Oh, I cannot wait. Yay. I'm so happy for you. They already have numerous cheat plans already. We can just rely on voting. We got to do more, for fuck's sake, Mad Mac. Yeah. It's so clear in their motivations, and just like, it's such a like slap in the face on a daily now. I mean, before we were like walking on eggshells and we're like, what's this? And we don't really know. And now all the lawyers and all the judges are like, we're stop fucking around, you know, like we've had it with this motherfucker, except for Cannon and the Supreme Court are holding this shit up. Did you get me one, babe? I mean, that's the fuckery is what really makes me nervous. The third party voters. Ugh. The third party voters and those kind of fucking schemes and these fake electors and them trying to fucking scrub voting rolls at the last minute. You know, just trying to get people off the voting rolls. Just, they don't give a fuck. They'll do anything. And that's what scares me. I'm not afraid that we're going to get out and there's going to be a massive blue wave. A tsunami, like fucking massive. I'm more afraid of their fuckery and what they're going to do this time around. Because I feel like it's going to be worse. I mean, I don't know for sure it's going to be worse, but literally these people will do anything for this motherfucker and get him back in office. So I can't put it past them.
I think we're going to see a massive blue wave. They are massively diminished. I think it's going to go our way.
I'm just worried about the fuckery. Is, you know, third party votes or fucking voting roll. They're scrubbing voting rolls left and right in red states, you know, especially in the bigger cities where most of the colored people live. You know what I mean? Like that kind of bullshit. They're, you know, giving,
if they're scrubbing it of people who are dead, I'm okay with that. But if they're scrubbing it of people who are just happen to be of color and we don't want them to vote, that's a whole different story.
That's the thing. Is like they're not scrubbing. Nobody who was dead voted in 2020. Let's just fucking get that straight. Except for maybe a few people who died of COVID in between the time they fucking voted, the time the fucking election was counted.
Or, well, technically, there are cycles, and from the time that the voter registration sends ballots out to the time that people cast the ballots, people do die. Statistically, that happens. There's going to be a certain percentage, but they played that up like it was a big thing. And it's tiny, minuscule.
And it's we have people who murdered their wife to fucking vote for Trump twice. We have people who voted 9 fucking times. And they get a fucking slap on the fucking wrist. When one lady, you know, who went to jail, said it was told by the worker at the fucking place, oh, vote, we'll put you on a provisional ballot. Her ballot wasn't even counted, and she spent 5 years in prison anyway. I mean, this is the kind of fucking bullshit fuckery that I'm talking about.
It's a lot of fuckery.
They threw it away.
And the fake elector scheme and all their other fuckery that they're going to fucking try.
The fake elector
Look
scheme
at what
is
they
a big
did to
one,
fucking Ruby and Shay.
Arizona, they're already saying in Arizona that they're not going to... no, they're not going to, certify the results if they don't like the results. They've already said this. They've already stated this at this point in time. In the next election, if I don't agree with the results, I'm not going to certify them, and I'm going to send it to alternate electors. They're trying to legitimize the bullshit of the false electors that they did before.
They found Trump wrongdoing in Italy. Didn't they? Wait, they found Trump wrongdoing in Italy, didn't they? Looking for dirt. Probably while they were looking for dirt on President Biden. That was Bill Barr and Roger Stone going to Italy trying to find dirt on fucking Biden, and what did they run into? More fucking Trump crimes.
Yeah.
And another investigation that's been buried.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you suck.
And I've got the down low on as to why there's not a Trump Tower in London, because he just wants to buy a building and put his name on it, but he only wants to pay for the ground floor and the penthouse and up to 5 floors outside of that. If it's a 174-floor building, everybody else is buying it. He's letting this, China come in. He's letting Russia come in. He's letting all these other countries come in and buy out the leases to all the rest of the building.
RFK is going to mess up this 2270 magic number, so Congress will have the vote who will be the president. And who has the majority right now in Congress? We need massive voting plus stopping their cheating from Mad Mac. And Jim the Geek says, right, Diane, they all seem so confident about winning that they must have something nefarious planned already. And that's the thing right there, Jim. Yeah. That's the thing. They don't even care. They're not even trying to gain more voters. That's what scares me more, because they feel that they don't need to, because they have something in the works to fuck it up.
If they can validate alternate electors, and if they're going to try that bullshit line again, they might do it, and they might try to push that shit through. That's what we got to watch out for. I can't think of anything else that they could do to try to legitimize their horse shit at this point.
Celery says, at the Villages versus 5 years for Crystal Mason. That was that chick's name, yeah. At the Villages, I forget how many people there were.
The Villages?
Convicted and slapped on the wrist for voting twice for Trump in 2020.
No, 4 times, because they cover 4 different counties. I know a lot about the Villages. My dad lives near... My dad lives near the Villages, and he likes to go on about his buddy that lives over there. I know the whole story behind the Villages, yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people who got busted there for voting twice for Trump.
Of course.
And
they're the ones that had the Trump, the Trump parade that was on the boats that sank.
No, that was somewhere else. That was
They had
had the golf cart parade at the Villages. The golf carts.
Was it the golf carts that I'm thinking of? Okay, yeah.
Because yeah.
Regardless, it's ridiculous on the MAGA side.
God damn, it's just fucking buffoonery.
But as long as Scott Baio can sing and Ted Nugent can speak and Kevin Sorbo can, drag his knuckles and, point people towards cars.
STD Haven.
STD Haven, who is that?
I heard that too, that there's the massive STDs in the Villages.
It is. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a whole thing, yeah. It's basically one guy bought up this property that spread across 4 different counties, and he started off setting up 4 different little mini villages that each of them had a bar that had, like, happy hour and all that. And they each had, like, little services for everybody, like, a barber and, like, dry cleaner and whatever. And as it expanded, he expanded out from there. And he made it bigger and bigger out from there on the property that he already owned. But this is all private property, remember. So they have their own speed limits, they have their own cops, they have their own everything, and they drive around all in the golf carts like we all see. And people up around here in my own neighborhood, they drive around in golf carts. There is a golf cart, a blacked out golf cart dealership up on, just a couple miles from us. You know where I'm talking about.
I do.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous that, that is going on everywhere. But what they do is they just kind of try to govern themselves, and it turns into, Lord of the Flies every single fucking time.
Yeah.
That's why they
Kathy
wrote Lord of the fucking Flies.
On Twitch says they're going to try to get states not to validate the results unless Trump wins. And also Trump...
That's what I said.
Trump keeps telling his followers not to worry about voting. Why? You're right, Diane. It's terrifying to think what they have planned. That's the thing that makes it fucking really eerie to me is their nonchalantness of not even bothering to try to get more voters on their side and literally alienating 50 to 75% of the country on one issue alone. Okay, one issue being abortion. You know what I mean? So healthcare for women.
They're trying to deflect the abortion, but, that's because they're trying to deflect women. Women can't get deflected on that. Nobody's deflecting anything. They're trying to take your rights away. Yeah. They're trying to take not only your rights, they're trying to take your fucking body away.
Yeah. They're starting
women
there. They're going to
go
vote. With...
We all have to support them, and we all have to vote.
And they're going to go... They're already trying with birth control and IVF, and next is going to be our voting. They've even said it.
Of course.
They say it out loud. Oh, we should have.
Of course.
We should have taken away their voting before we took away Roe.
Jesus wept.
Because maybe if we took away their voting rights before we took away Roe, then we wouldn't be facing what we're facing now. For fuck's sake. Diane. It's a war. It's literally a war against women. You have to wake up. This is a war against women, and
this election
it's
is
50% of our country is women.
64.
I thought it was 51, 52.
64.
No,
I thought
it's 51. It's 51.
I heard somewhere it was 64%.
That could be worldwide. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So.
It's close.
Anyway, my point being, you've already pissed off half the fucking country.
It's like 51.4.
Regardless, I'm for women.
And all the guys who support us, now you're adding on to that. And look at all the people that they've pissed off. Okay. 71% of Arizonans want fucking abortion rights. They don't want their state to become another fucking Mississippi, Louisiana, all that Texas horseshit.
It's either by the state.
That's why we got to. How about, I love this. If you want Roe, vote Joe. It's fucking short. It's a bumper sticker. Want Roe? Vote Joe.
That's it. It's the 4. Yeah.
Want
Roe? Vote Joe.
Yeah, because
beautiful.
That's the perfect bumper sticker.
Love it.
And it's simple. It's easy, and that's it. Because otherwise. We will become a fucking Handmaid's Tale, and I'll tell you, I don't want to fucking work in a goddamn.
I love the
concentration camp.
I love the slogan.
Slop.
I love the slogan, but here's the problem. I love the slogan, but based on where I work, I'm not going to have the bumper sticker on my car.
No.
So
I'm not saying a bumper sticker per se. I'm just saying it's a. Yeah. It's like it's like a quick thing that you say. Want Roe, vote Joe. You know what I mean? You could even chant it in a fucking
slogan. Yeah.
When you're out protesting in the streets,
Want Roe, vote Joe. I'm all for that. That's awesome. Perfect. Yeah. It says everything
It
that it
is
needs
a
to
slogan,
say for
but
that.
you
And
need
that's awesome.
you need a quick slogan like that.
Yes. Yes. We need more of this. We need more of this on our side of really bringing people together with like these kind of sayings and these kind of like, concepts.
Yeah.
And if you want Roe,
California,
vote Joe,
Nebraska,
that really does
Kentucky,
work.
Ohio, New Hampshire, and Michigan have successful a voter-backed initiative supporting abortion rights post-ops.
Yeah.
All those states,
Yes.
even Kentucky and Ohio,
But that was only a handful
and
of
Nebraska.
states, and we're in one of them.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The women in Nebraska, Ohio, and Kentucky said, fuck you.
Yes.
And they're some of the fucking hardcore right-wing states. They really are. Nebraska. Kentucky, for sure. Ohio, you could say
Want
it's
Roe, vote Joe,
it's rigged, Red.
then Gretch.
Well, Gretchen will always get,
She'll go
That-
after Joe this
those
time.
motherfuckers tried to kidnap her, rape her, kill her, whatever the fuck they were planning to do with her. And what did she do?
Went
She
public
back
with the
away.
whole
She
thing.
back away. She shy away.
Went public
Did
with the whole
She went
thing.
public with the whole thing and said, "Fuck you. You think you're gonna fucking scare me?
Mm-hmm.
No. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Same
Big
thing.
Gretch.
Jocelyn Benson and all these other fucking ladies around here who are running our state.
Ladies and
Kudos to them for not backing down and not getting scared away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Gretchen Whitmer, is in charge of our state right now. We all have to vote blue. We all have to vote for Biden this time around. But next time around, you watch for Gretch. She is the way to go. She is the way to go. I'm telling you. She solidified the concept of abortion and choice in Michigan. She has solidified safe storage of weapons in Michigan. She has solidified a registry.
Hold on.
weapons
Stephanie
in Michigan.
Stephanie read it from somebody else's tweet from Twitter. That's where I saw it. I can't remember who said it. I
Said
think it
what?
was Tristan Snell who said want Roe, vote Joe. I think it was Tristan Snell on Twitter.
I don't care who said it. It's great.
I know, but
Love it.
they're saying that they're asking me where I got that from, and that's where I got it from.
Okay. Yeah.
John Duff just said, row, row, row the vote.
Row, row, row your vote. Gently down the stream.
Fucking Democrat.
Merrily, 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 or life will get very extreme.
Merrily, 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 those bitches are extreme.
Yeah.
Those assholes are extreme.
Yeah, so look, it doesn't really matter as long as we take that slogan, we run with it, we use it everywhere.
Yes.
Because I don't want to live in a Handmaid's Tale world, and I don't think
No.
you guys want that for us.
Neither do I. And I just want to tell everyone out there to go ahead and visit the HBL Radio Nation shop, and you can buy some of this wonderful anti-iodine drops that we have for you right now. This is going to save you and all of your peoples during a radiation
Now you're
attack.
an asshole. You got
So
that?
I'm
You're
going to
an
have my,
asshole.
I have to have several doses a day. I'm going to have
Now
another
you're
dose
an
right now
asshole.
on the air.
You got that? You're an asshole.
Oh, that's cold.
Period.
That's cold. Oh,
Yeah, that sounded
that's
a little
good.
gross. That sounded gross.
In hell.
Hi, Benny. How you doing, baby?
Hi, Benny.
Thank you for being here. So Lindy Lee was on Stephanie Miller this week too, and I'm glad that she's getting a little bit more, what's the word? Exposure, airtime, whatever. Because she
Exposure, airtime, credibility.
yeah, and she's got a lot of credibility. She she literally was like, "Oh, I'm off to go hang out with the vice president at a meeting," and she's a cool chick.
Right.
She's got lots of credits behind her name, and so she's kind of a big wig. And I didn't really know that. I just liked all the things that she said all the time on Twitter. So she said, "Media, stop taking Trump's word for it. He said he wouldn't sign a national abortion ban.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
he didn't assault Eugene Carroll.
Yeah.
And that he didn't terrorize Congress. And that he didn't steal classified documents. These were all lies.
all of his
so
Supreme
when are you
Court
going
picks
to learn? If he's talking, he's lying.
If he's opening his fucking mouth, he's lying. All
Yeah.
of his Supreme Court picks lied. Every one of them.
Yep.
It's the law of the land. Isn't that what Amy Coney Barrett,
They all said that.
the woman who
all
is
of them
so
did.
vacant that she wrote no notes of any kind and bragged about it?
She's a fucking piece of shit. They all are. They all are. Kavanaugh, her.
Oh, Kavanaugh's
Gorsuch,
a fucking
Gorsuch,
rapist.
And what's
Kavanaugh is a fucking
the other fourth
frat
guy?
boy asshole rapist. I know that for a
Where the
fact.
fuck
I
did
know
the
frat boys.
4,500 tips go?
I know fucking assholes that look like that. I played so many fucking frat houses with my band to make my way through fucking college. We made our living off those rich assholes, and I could fucking look at an asshole piece of shit like that and tell you that guy is gonna fuck the girl who is unconscious tonight.
Yeah.
That's that douche. That's who that's gonna be. Matt Gaetz, he's another one that I look at, and it's just like, dude, if your girl passes out around Matt Gaetz, he's gonna fuck her. That's what's gonna happen, man.
Period.
He might fuck her feet, he might fuck her hands,
Oh my
he might
God.
fuck whatever, but he's gonna fuck
Okay,
something.
okay, enough. Oh my God.
Matt Gaetz is a piece of shit
wait.
pedophile.
Mark P was.
What?
There he is.
Tony's giving Mark P a bunch of shit. Don't post anybody's shit unless I approve it, okay? And he's like, just kidding.
Nice.
What? This sucks.
Yeah. We love you around
You've
these
got
parts,
like,
Mark P. You know that.
Fake ID, right?
Well, Midas Kevin, you're just going to have to email me your address at hblradionation@gmail.com.
And make certain that
And
you
I will
like and
send you a
subscribe.
5 eggs t-shirt.
Did you subscribe? You have to subscribe to get that. And you have to like, and you have to bring other people in, and you have to make them subscribe.
Associate yourself with that
It's
cause,
kind of like,
asshole.
That's right, Dick Nap. It's kind of like a bit of a.
I lost my yellow basket.
I don't know where that one came from, but
So you get
that hit me out of nowhere.
nothing.
That one did.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Oh, come on. That's overused by all kinds of other shows.
Oh my God. Fugel saying Trump is so embarrassed of his Trump media stock, he's now calling it Eric.
Too bad that stack. Too bad that stock is barren.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I retweeted it.
That's nice.
I think today, and it was just like, and then it goes
Nice.
boop, and then it goes. God, what a fucking total pump and dump, scary fucking. I thought he was like, this motherfucker's gonna get millions from this, and now I don't know.
The funny thing is
They
that
use
there's
in China and India
you
for
keep saying
taxis.
pump and dump, which is absolutely true, and I've heard the opposite end of that, which is putting it on the investors and saying, didn't they do a stare and compare? Because they immediately came back with a response to the pump and dump, concept. And didn't they do a stare and compare? To back up the rest of it. Showing that, these people did not look at the actual facts behind it. They listened to Trump's rhetoric around it. They listened to his xenophobia and his, what he spouted at that point in time, and they're like, well, I'm gonna vote in this because, I'm gonna buy this because he says that I'm gonna make a lot of money. And they all lost their fucking shirts at this point. I could not be happier. It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen on the goddamn planet, is him coming at the guy who just said that his 2,000 square foot home was 30,000 square foot on, loan appropriations, but said it was 100 square feet on taxes, you're going to trust this guy for your IPO, right? And they all did. And they're all like, we all made $1 billion this first day.
Oh, the humanity of
But there was a lot more than that first day, because there was the end of that first day. There was the whole second day, the third day, the fourth day. They have lost so fucking much in that DJT media. It is hysterical watching the numbers go down on this. I'm looking at it, I'm like, Trump's not even in the, top billionaires like
Give me
club.
a second.
He got dropped out of Forbes.
Moms,
he got dropped out of all that. Sorry,
Moms, if you want to, why don't you whisper that piece to Mark P. and he'll post it. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
No, I'm done. I was just going on and on about that, because it's ridiculous
The
to
reason
let
why
him come out and say that this is such a high price stock, and then 24 hours later, it is so tanked that he has destroyed lives and families, and nobody gives two shits about it.
I don't care.
And nobody puts anything out
It's
about
a
how
victimless
fucking
crime.
wrong he was.
Victimless crime. Like his New York fraud case was a victimless crime. Bullshit. We already know that's bullshit.
It's investment. Didn't they know
Number
there was
one,
risk?
Number one. Number two, you don't owe $500 million in restitution back to the state of fucking New York if you haven't been criming for fucking decades doing this.
Yes.
Decades.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, we still don't know where that whole thing lands right now, because the $175 million bond was recalled because it was not legit. And so where are we now? Like, I don't even know.
I just know that I grew up on Hill Street Blues, and it was not hard enough to deal with this shit.
Oh my God.
It just wasn't.
Now it's just utter fucking confusion in what happens now.
No, I mean
I
that.
thought
like,
that
the
it
shows
goes
that
back
we watched
to
and everything at the time. Like, we couldn't possibly fathom this shit. RoboCop was the only one that really fucking went to the extreme and said,
oh my God,
they're trying to level the city and build a new one.
Kellahella says MTG sank a shitload of money into the stock. Oh,
DJT?
MTG, Marjorie.
Yeah,
Three toes.
but she dumped it into DJT Media, which is the truth.
The stock. If she fucking, oh my God, that'd be so great.
That's brilliant. Have you seen some of the Bimbo Bobert stuff that Bobert's actually doing right now? And
we know that she had a blood clot in her leg, and that's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, because she has no money for anything. She's going to be doing, like, Jello wrestling at my cousin's bar to pay off her drinking bets. Before too long. Her bar tab before too long. Yeah.
What do you mean she's totally broke? Like, how do we know she's totally broke?
Because nobody is backing her. She's having fundraisers that aren't filling up. Like, they're not even getting close to filling up.
Like, they're totally tanking, yeah.
Yeah. Everything's totally tanking for her at this point, and I could not be happier. That's brilliant. MTG3, Margie Three Toes.
Yeah.
She still...
OnlyFans, Kellahella said.
OnlyFans for MT3.
No, for Bobo.
There's enough creepy guys out there.
Oh God, Jesus! I don't even
remember,
want to think about it.
Remember, she was an escort beforehand.
Oh, I know, honey. You don't have to tell me that. Big Steph said. Big Steph fan said.
She could do that.
There's some stuff about Trump.
But I wouldn't. No one would buy
There's some stuff about Trump.
I don't want to see it.
Could have gotten the whole amount, but he said he couldn't get it. But I think it was the place that gave the $150 million. So are you talking about Chubb? That's the other thing. We're talking about Chubb Industries and Mr. Hanky. Literally, Mr. Hanky, the fucking miracle Christmas poo. That's who we're talking about.
I hear the numbers, and I'm thinking about the
shady car dealer guy. Yeah,
the one that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, shady car dealer guy. Yeah, and if you're looking at that, it's like, you
get me one again.
They canceled it, didn't they? They got away from that whole thing because, like, they couldn't back it, and they clearly couldn't back it. So did they move that forward in any way, shape, or form?
What I'm saying is, if he can't come up with the money from the appeal, then he still goes back to the $500 million, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
That's
what
I.
Okay, they're two separate things. The $150 million that he has to get a bond for appeal.
Let's just say $500 million. Keep it. $500 million or 175.
175 for the bond.
Okay, 175 for the bond, right?
Because you're screwing up the numbers there. Just go ahead.
Okay, so I'll say 175. Whatever the bond number is.
That beer's for me, not for him.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
It's like an asshole.
Jesus, thank you, Tony.
That tells me where he's already at. Oh, shit. Don't. No more of that fucking drop, dude.
So here's the deal. I'm going to say that this thing over here that I'm not looking at, that I am looking at, actually, is DJT. You have been told that you have to pay $450 million for your fraud, but you want to appeal that verdict.
What I'm saying is, can't they just start taking away his properties now?
Yes. The appeals court said that for 175, you can enter the appeals court process that will hold off on anyone taking your properties. And for 175 million, you can move forward with your appeal. But if he can't come up with the bond for 175 million, not only do they not have to move forward with an appeal, they don't have to not move forward with taking his properties. So the seizure of properties to pay it off is going to move forward.
But on the 175 or on the $500 million?
On the $500 million.
That's
the $500 million is the settlement.
That's
the
my
175 point. Is just to appeal. That's just to freeze that.
I know.
And move the appeal forward. For those of you at home who don't know.
So now he can't.
If he doesn't get that
mic,
bond,
Tony.
and he doesn't get 175, he doesn't get 180, whatever it is, then he can't move the appeal forward at all.
So they go back and they start seizing his properties. Yes?
The only settlement that they have is that $500 million, and they have to go after his bank accounts first. Fuck. Then they go after properties.
What the fuck is this? Fresh hell?
Big Steph fan saying some stuff.
All right, hold on. I can't read it because I'm having a fucking hot flash.
The outlet reported Friday that despite Trump's legal team calling the original $464 million an impossible bond requirement, well, yeah, that's the bond requirement, and claiming it has been rejected 30 firms.
By 30 firms.
That's okay. That's
oh wait,
that's
hold
a
on.
bond
He approached to raise the money. Former president had already received an offer from billionaire businessman Don Hankey, posted the full amount. The thing is, ProPublica reported a billionaire business offered to post the original $464 million amount due.
These are two different things, people.
Yes.
There's the original amount due, which is the settlement that he has to make, which is $464 plus any of the interest.
So what are they waiting for? Why can't they just start seizing his shit?
They have to go through this whole dance that they do.
More delay.
He attempted to push it forward into the next phase, which is, you're going to appeal it. It goes to the appellate court.
He tried to appeal it. He failed. Where does it go now?
He can't secure the appellate aspect. It falls back to them securing
okay, but how
the
long?
464.
Why take so fucking long?
Court system. court system takes very long. And I hate to say it, but the more that people say, how long is this going to fucking take? Makes everyone in the court system take longer.
God damn.
It sucks. It's like, they're...
Well, hold on. We're at the end
I
of the
hold the keys to the gates of heaven, and I will only let you through when you have answered the question correctly. Bastard.
I want to say two more things, and we got to end the show.
Bastard.
So Exxon, Chevron, and Shell,
record profits,
had made massive record profits. $85 billion in profit last year.
But we all need.
If you're unhappy about gas and oil profits or prices, start here. Do not fucking blame Joe Biden.
No.
For the goddamn
He
prices of gas. We already know that this is an impossibility for the president of the United States to control the gas. Okay, we already know this. They're going to ramp it up before the election to make Biden look bad. We know that.
Bastard.
We're going to end on good news. President Biden, oh God. President Biden has announced he will close the gun show loophole.
Good.
That allowed guns to be sold without
Gretsch
background checks.
did
This new provision will enable the largest expansion of background checks for gun sales in the last 30 years. So good on you, Joe. You want Roe, you vote Joe.
And you get a national registration on fucking weapons that can kill anything else. Just do it.
We want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Big
so
Steph
much.
fan, Moms Russo, Allie Osher. We got Mark P and Kathy Zinn.
I see Peter. I see John. I see P.
Yeah, I'm just going through Twitch right now real quick and see if there's anybody else I didn't mention. Kathy Zinn.
The chat all that well, but
Benny
thank you
Loco,
everyone for
Wizzy
joining
Buff,
us.
Jim the Geek.
Thank you. Douche nozzle. That's to the producer, not to
Janelle Walker, thanks for hanging out. Midas Kevin. Midas, send me your address.
Thank you, OJ
HBL
Simpson,
Radio
for
Nation
dying.
at gmail.com.
Piece of shit asshole that you are.
Yeah. Celery, we love you.
And the rest of you that joined us today.
Jackie, thanks for
enjoy
hanging
you.
out. So you guys, just want to say thanks again. Like, subscribe, share, do what you can, spread the word. We're here. We're fighting for democracy every day.
Give us your children.
Even though we're doing one show a week, but we're still doing it every day.
We do.
I'm Diane Russell.
I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
We'll see you guys next Thursday.
And every day that you don't shut off your camera.
Peace out, people. Have a good one.
That would have been a
so
good
much.
place to, go off right there. I'm just saying. You're the producer. You're the big producer, man.
Zoni.
Much better
Thanks
this
for
way.
showing up, you guys.
Much better this way.
Have a good one.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the other way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. You probably start to cry, oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars, oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. I don't care what she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. She'll probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us.
We lost him.
License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, race to the top of spots, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to miles, oh no, no. Got everyone to do. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the other way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she probably start to cry, oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars, oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she'll probably start to cry, no, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us.
We lost him.
License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to miles, oh no, no. Got everyone to do. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. cars. Couldn't reach the other way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars. Have a motor with a dual quad. bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot. Oh no, oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she probably start to cry. Oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Sipping down a bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Sipping down a bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Sipping down a bitchin' cars, and the motor with a dual quad. I don't care what she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she'll probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us.
We lost him.
License plate registered to a William Guard Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars. Oh no, no. Got everyone to do it. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hair.